Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Steamships DLC for Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. The developer was kind enough to send me a free review copy of the DLC, but in saying that, I will also note that I already owned the base game and all the other DLCs before the developer sent me the free Steamships DLC. Given that we haven't covered this game on the channel before, I'll jump in as a new character to cover the basic game mechanics, and then I'll go back to my standard save file to look at the new DLC. Alright, so I'll go ahead and start a new game. And we will skip... no, we'll be fine without the tutorials. Alright, so, welcome to... Yes, thank you, game. The latest updates have added a new tool to the crane, but at the start of the game you don't get to play with that just yet. We have to do some upgrading and shenanigans. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get a ship to deconstruct. We have $75 to our name, so let's see what we can get. So when we jump into the computer, we can see what ships we have. Each ship has contracts available, and to gain your achievements, you need to go through completing the contracts. So this is a free ship that's put together for the tutorial, so we'll go ahead and buy that real quickly. Yes, absolutely sure I want to buy that. So that loading time was pretty good, but as the ships get bigger, the loading times get much longer. So let's see what we've got. So here's our little truck. Yes, get tutorial at us. So let's drive off to our little ship. And don't bother braking, just press E. And here we have our little tutorial ship. So, Gameplay Mechanics 101. With your hand selected on the 1 key, you can go and pick up things. One by one. That texture loaded. As you go through the game, you'll be able to upgrade your hand so you can pick up more things, and the box so you can store more. So as you can see in the bottom left, our player can hold 60 kilos in his little cardboard box at once. So I'm just going to try and pick up as much as we can. Alright, we've got a full box, and then we'll need to throw this into the back of our truck. So you can right click, dump it in, or you can press and hold Q with any tools selected. We can even pick up this little light and knock the door down, pressing the right mouse button. And we'll also pick up all the stuff up here. And then we will start dismantling. So, we will also try and show off some of the physics in the game. The game does have destruction, so if you dismantle everything connecting a floating piece to the main ship hull, it will collapse. It's not a stress-based physics, it's just a purely connection-based one. So we'll press 2 and select our hammer, and we'll start knocking out all these rivets. So as you can see, it takes 4 strikes to knock out each rivet. And, well, you can go ahead and upgrade that as you go. So for now, I'm just going to knock out the rest of these rivets. Alright, now that the rivets are taken out, we can press the right mouse button to break this off. This will also break all the other panels that have had all their connection points removed. So right click that, and the other two disappear. Now we can press E without selecting the box to just pick those up. And then we'll knock out this panel as well. Alright, so now once again we can press the right mouse button to break this, and then we'll get to see a little preview of the physics. So the pieces fall through. Sometimes these bits don't fall down, but they've lost their collider, so we can just drop through. In the top left, you can see our contract in progress. We need to collect 100 kilos of low alloy steel. If we had more contracts, we could move between them with tab. So to tell what contains lower alloy steel, we can hit the U key and hover over things. So these panels contain iron, and if we look at the stairs, these contain low alloy steel. And as you go through, you can find all sorts of other things, like monitors here. That contains the monitors. Some contracts want a specific amount of monitors. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to knock out all the supports on the bottom level, and then we'll see if we can get the physics to do something for us so we can have a look. Alright, if I've done that properly, all of these panels that are doing all the supporting for the rest of the ship, get rid of that, should be ready to get knocked down. But before we do that, I'll just have a look, show you one of the other tools with these stairs here. Hit 3 and we can get the world's tattiest angle grinder of self-mutilation. And these yellow warning stripes here are some things we can cut with the angle grinder, like these as well. Now that should make things easier to knock down. Alright, so hopefully once I start knocking down walls with the right click button, this all should collapse and we can get a view of the destruction. So I'm just going to knock down these ones. And there we go. That's Destruction Physics 101. And the stairs didn't go, but we can right-click on those and hit them with a hammer too. Alright, so I'm going to pick up all this mess, chuck it in the truck. Alright, I've completed the contract, and we can go claim that now. So we'll just jump in the truck and drive back to our shack. We will do the super efficient full reverse. Just to take time out of the equation. Alright. So we go back to the contracts tab and claim. That gives us a whole whopping $10. And now we have a truck with 211 kilos of junk in it. So let's take that to the sorting plant and get it sorted. So we can see here we can either auto sort for minus 10% resources, or we can sort all, which gives us a bit of a minigame. I'll hit sort all so you can see what that's like. So we use left and right arrow keys to move this contraption, and it highlights which of our dumped crates here we need to load everything into. If we're feeling brave, we can hit the spacebar to speed things up. And the more accurate we get, the higher we get that combo up, the bigger bonus we get once we're finished sorting. We can see on the control panel how much we have left. There we go. Missed absolutely nothing that time, and we get a money bonus of $6 because of that combo. And we'll just hit finish there. Alright, now that we have some money, let's go spend it. So, firstly, this is the scrap seller. If we want to sell some of our scrap, we can come up to this fella and sell it, but we won't do that because we need our scrap for upgrades. So we come over to the blueprint store, speak to this gentleman, and see what we need. So we've got 90 bucks, but we'll get a bunch of level 1 blueprints. So we'll grab the next level of hammer, and we can see that that increases our damage and speed. So we'll grab that. We will grab gloves. That lets us pick things up faster and pick up more items at once. And then we'll grab the crate, because we've knocked down a bunch of things and already over on the ship, and we need to pick those up. So continuing on, we go over to this fellow here, the workshop. And here, this is where we can upgrade things. So we click on the upgrade, and we can see that we require 60 kilos of non-metals, 60 kilos of metals, and $1 of cash. So we'll order that. And we'll have a look at what we need for the crate upgrade. So the crate needs equipment, and we don't have enough for that. And the gloves also need non-metals. So let's go pick up some more stuff. And we get a little animation there to show us our new equipment. We could finish the level here now that we've completed the contracts, and then go buy a new ship, but I will finish up here, and then we'll go close out the level. Alright then, well that's the basic gameplay loop. Knock things down, pick them up, chuck them in the truck, take it back to the sorting facility, sort it out, complete contracts, gain money, spend money on upgrades. Simple as. Well, now that that's covered, I'm going to jump into my actual save file, and we'll have a look at the new DLC. Alright, and I'm back in my ever so slightly upgraded hut, ready to get into the new DLC. So let's jump into the ship list and scroll down to our steamships. Here we go. So we have the Solus, a hospital ship, the Zeppelin, a World War II aircraft carrier for the Germans, and I think what everyone is looking at this DLC for, the suspiciously familiar but legally distinct Olympic-type Cruise of the Titan. So let's go ahead and buy that sucker. And yes, the loading time's a lot longer now. So long I can go get a drink. And this is on the SSD, by the way. Oh my god, that took forever. I'm gonna... I'm looking forward to seeing how long that actually took in the edit. Oh, here we go. What's this? Bigger ships, bigger beach. This is it, your airspace. All the cruise ships have been moved to a newer, larger area, conveniently located in the neighbouring graveyard. Access it through the entrance next to the sorting area. Have fun dismantling. Right, is that part of the cruise ships DLC, which I haven't played yet, or this new one? We'll have to find out. Oh, wow. It it never caught... the frame rate was usually higher than this on most of the other levels, but clearly these new ships... Yep. From what's loaded in so far, that's frigging massive. How do we get over there? Going for a nice long drive, huh? Oh, wow. Oof. That frame rate hitting. Go right, I guess. And there they are. Something's missing there. And what's this? This is suspiciously familiar. I think there was a movie about this. Alright, let's get a little closer with our truck. The frame rate is not having a great time. Oh wow. Yeah, that's friggin' huge. We could climb up the ladder, but we have a grappling hook. That's something you can unlock. Oh wow, the grappling hook won't even reach the top deck. Oof. That's a climb. Oh, this is cool. So what's going on up here? There's a hole in the deck. The mast has... Is that a mast? That's probably... Crows, whatever this is. We can run up it anyway and have a look. That would have been big. So it is suggesting that I demonstrate one of the other mechanics. If we hit 5, we get our little radio, which allows us to talk to the man in the crane. And if we select this... he's in that crane today. The crane comes over and picks it up. Questionable rigging practices and that's some fun physics, but it gets the job done. So that'll get dumped down into one of the scrapping areas, out into our warehouse, and we'll see what we got out of it. High alloy steel and iron. And much the same happens with these. So go right grabbing out our upgraded grinder, knock that off, and that off, hit 5 again, and we can direct our crane man to pick that up. Same applies to the rest of these shenanigans here. Fortunately, we can queue up multiple things for the crane man. They're being a bit upgraded to the point that he does have the magnetic... Well, magnet. Given that he's upgraded to the point he has the magnet, so he'll be able to pick up a bunch of things. So let's switch to 4 for our guiding torch, and we'll cut this away. Oops. I've accidentally fallen in a hole. Use my grappling hook to get back out. And let's continue cutting this up. So even in some of the lower levels, when you mouse over things, the frame rate can drop significantly. I'm not sure. I think it may just be an effect of having so many parts, because all these panels and things for this entire ship, I guess, are calculated individually, but things can really hitch down. So maybe, probably not a laptop friendly game. Some objects like this one don't need to be picked up by the crane. We can just knock them free, pick them up and put them in our pocket. Now with big things like this, if we don't pick them up with the crane and instead destroy the floor under them, they will actually break and disappear, which is, if you're not paying attention, an excellent way to lose out on resources. This is just iron and steel, but some of the things, including those smokestacks, I bet, but like different cargo things and engines and whatnot, can have lots of valuable resources in them, and if you're not careful, you can destroy them in a fit of forgetfulness. Here we go, this is going to be fun. Cargo crane of some description, presumably? There we go, that's not free, and that's queued. The stereo sound has it in weird places. So pick up all the bits of chain. Alright. So that's that explained, and he's coming back. Oh, he's already stolen that. Oh, that's one of the other guys working. Oh, excellent. That's fine. Oh, here's another crane bit. Another one of the deck cargo cranes, and here's the cargo hatch. Let's knock this out of the way, and then we might go for a wander, because there's some apparently some impressive inside areas according to the promotional images. And we'll just queue that for the crane. Okay, and we'll queue this for the crane too, because once I'm finished this video, I'm going to continue playing this. Can I... Haha, it auto-locks onto the truck. So, even all these side pieces can get picked up. So, the front of the hull, if I hit 5, yeah, that entire section can get pulled away and lifted up. So, actually, before we go for a wander inside, I'll quickly knock out everything to get this out of the way. So, we need to use one of the winches down there, if I can get a good look on one of those winches, to pull this segment away from the ship. But in order to do that, I need to free it. And that includes knocking out all these. And the one at the front, and knocking out all the connecting floor plates. But if I'm going to knock out the floor plates, I might as well clear out a bit of an area. So I'll get onto that, and I'll get back when it's ready to progress, I guess. As you can see, with a massively upgraded hammer, even on a big ship with a higher resistance to tools, it can take out all these rivets in one hit. No, that's annoying. Oh, excellent. There's a whole bunch of cool things in here. So this is an excellent opportunity to show off the lag and the magnet attachment on the crane, which invents a low lag. There's also these buckets, I guess, that you can place inside at the bottom of the ship to throw things in after you pick them up, instead of having to go find the truck. We might have a look at that later, but for now, this is the aiming circle for our crane. Pop that in. There we go. It's got to go pick up the magnet. And it will hopefully grab that pretty soon. That can go in the truck. Here comes the magnet. This can cause quite a bit of lag. And some weird physics interactions. So, but that picked up a whole bunch of stuff from out of the front there. Oh, and here's one of those that Chicago was talking about. Highlight that, and just select him and he'll get picked up. Meanwhile, in here, there's all this stuff to pick up. Oh, and there we can see the resources that we just grabbed with that magnet get picked up. So continuing to knock these things apart. Excellent. With a whole bunch more of these sections knocked out, rather than having to pick all this stuff up by hand, I can order the magnet to come in and pick all those up for me. We have a bit of a hole in the ship here, so this is an excellent point to jump down, no fall damage, boop. And we can have a look at all the stuff. So there's a bunch more cargo down here as well. Oh, there we go. The magnet just went off and we lost all our frames. We'll queue that up for as well. But what we'll also do... but this is... There's not much in here. I was hoping to find a good location to put down one of the crane bucket things. Oop. But in fact, we might have somewhere in here that might be a better use for that. So just having a look at some of the cabins as while we're in here, I guess. Oh, very narrow hallways. Very narrow hallways. We can see the old, dirty furniture, all of which we can collect. Even more furniture down here. Some bunks. But you can so you can see the different types of courses as well. There's more cargo over there. Crew storage, passenger compartments. Oh, and the bridge all the way up there that we might go have a look at as well. For now, I just need to find a quick spot to put one of these so I can show it off. Let's see if we can clear up some space and fit it in this corner here. Because I just want it for showing off purposes. No, apparently it doesn't want to fit in here with us. Rude. I guess... Oh, actually, this continues down nicely. Yeah, you know what? Let's jump all the way down here. To the... into the showers, apparently. What is through door number 2? Oh, much more storage. Alright, let's see if we can get one of some... here we go. Now we're talking. A crane bucket. So that now we can just throw this stuff into that as we pick it up, rather than having to navigate our way out to the truck. These do fill up, and when they do, some netting automatically pops over the top of it. And then as we slowly knock out pieces of the ship, we'll be able to rescue that later. Lots of old steamer luggage. Ooh. Yeah, sometimes the physics doesn't quite know when it should take action. Oh wow, this is a lot of stuff. This is super cool. On the totally not the Titanic. While I'm down here, I'll just knock out this welding plate. Yeah. So leaving that there for now, let's see if we can find our entrance hole again. Yeah, there we go. Use our grappling hook to escape. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to continue just working my way straight down through here, so we can pull one of these segments off, and I can show you how that works. So jump down, take out another one of these weld plates. What's this? Some kind of kitchen? I guess. Must be maybe a crew kitchen. Right. Just want to get a view of what's going on. So yeah, I basically need to knock out all the stuff through here. So the easiest way I find to do that is to just make sure there's nothing breakable on each floor, and then knock everything down. Yeah, there we go. We can see one of the staircases down. So I guess we'll just time-lapse until I've cleared this front section out. I'll see you when that's done. Ooh, some mechanical bits that need to be craned out. So this is a good opportunity to show off one of the other features. After I disconnect these from the rest of the ship, and if I can get around it, something that the grappling hook makes a bit easier. If I hit 5, you can see that it's showing that, okay, not all the connectors are destroyed apparently, and that the crane cannot reach those. So let me see if where those other connectors are. Ah, here we go. They were just out of reach and out of sight. Whoopsie, falling down the stairs. Okay, so now we can see that the connectors are destroyed, but it still says the crane cannot reach the light. So one feature is if I click on that, that'll highlight what is in the way. And we can see that it's all this floor and this chunk of the vessel, which is good. Because I can see highlighting over that this is actually a separate chunk of wall to this one. Which is good. I only need to work my way down to here to clear this. But now that this is showing up, it's a good opportunity to show one of the features of the big winches. Now this red, it has a variable duration you can just change in the settings. I've got it set to a reasonably long time because if I'm going to use it, it might as well be useful. Let's throw this into the let's miss wildly then. I'll get that later. For now, again, ignoring gravity, we can have a look at this here. So this shows us all the different bits we can pull off. And it will also highlight what's in the way. So this is telling us that there's connectors or floors directly adjacent to the hull. So if we can we can go back up the long, long ladder and have a look at that. So we can see that that includes these bits here. Because when we look at it, we can see that this is a separate piece. I'm going to knock out all the walls that could possibly be in the way. Ah, it's this little plate, 8-piece here, I think. There's a loud bang and the and the wall piece moves a little once it's fully disconnected. So we'll be able to tell when that happens. There we go. That's now slipped over and is ready to be winched away. So we do have a run button. God, that's cool. Absolutely massive. It's going to take a long time to dismantle that, I think. Alright, that's ready to get winched over. Right at our face. That... Oh. And then we can just hit 5 to call up the crane controls and get them to pick that up. Right, I'm going to go get that other crane, then we'll go for a bit of an investigate. Alright. Enough game mechanics now, I think. Let's go exploring. Boom. I'm seeing through the world. Ooh, no fancy carbon. Ooh, yeah, this is cool. Now, I saw something in the Steam pictures that I'd like to find. I think there's a big hole somewhere. Well, we found the bathroom. That's something at least. Oh, now we're talking. The elevators. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I hear beeping. That might be a chance to show off something else. Oh, lovely stairs. Some good old-fashioned wood architecture. Let's see where we can get. Yeah, that beeping, I think that indicates an electrical hazard. Which will be good to show you. Yeah, here we go. So there are many hazards in the game, including these. Let me show you what happens if you hit this. Yeah, you get the shit shocked out of you. So in order to resolve that, you have to find the source of the beeping, which is a switch that should turn it off. I think we moved too far away. Oh, here's an engine room. Ah, there's some cables. We can follow the cables. Okay, where they go? Yeah, continuing down the hall. Continuing all the way down the hall. Oh, I think we found the bridge. Ah, I've gone the wrong way. I found one of those, not the control switch. All right, back we go. Oh, I'm blind. It's hiding behind here. Press A and that turns that off. And then we can knock all these things down once we cut them up. But here's more controls. Presumably this is the generator room. That we can cut these off crane mouse as we slowly dismantle the thing. Which way did I want to go? Back this way, and we can have a bit of a look at the bridge. So, yeah, here's the bridge. Here's the siving, which likes the game. Here we go. Big wheel. Yoink. Some diagrams. Oh, there's another wheel forwards. Okay, cool. Fair enough. Lifeboats. Famously, can't be launched when the ship's keeled over at like 30 degrees. Let's disconnect these and call in some of these and call in the crane. Yes. Shit. Clearly they decided to change the name of the boat in the computer after they'd already put this on. I think that... Is it too soon? Is 100-something years too soon? I don't know. We'd better get rid of that evidence. What else have we got going on up here on the deck? Oh, a barrier. I'm not allowed past here, apparently. Well, bugger you. Oh, here's... Now we're talking. I'm just gonna knock a hole in the wall to get in there. This is one of the things that can get frustrating sometimes. It looks like you have a clear line on a bolt, but you just don't. Now we're talking. Look at this. Yes! That's the stuff. That's cool. Just... Oh, I found a piano. Let's continue going for a wander. More rooms, lots of debris. Now a bathroom. At least there was no shortage of bathrooms. And here we see the problem. It looks like the ass fell off. Oh, check out those engines. And check out me falling on my face. Let's see what it takes to disconnect these. A bunch of these. Alright, let's do that. Do these come off as different pieces? A whole bunch of different pieces. Cool. That's going to take a while for all the cranes to pick them up then. There we go. What's its issue? Cannot reach. Oh! There's another piece on top. Okay, cool. And they could just get called in? Okay. And this bit can also cue a crane. Does that get a second crane? No, but it does get that one in. There we go. Massive chunk of engine lifted off. Oh, that can't get pulled out until all the previous bits go. That's an unnecessary delay, I guess. I can't just queue them all up in one go. Oh well, when the crane comes back. Yeah, there we go. Now I can queue that one up. And the others just need to be queued on it. Right. Enough of that. I want to go have a look at those smokestacks. And possibly jump down the middle of them. That sounds fun. Oh, I've fallen in again. What do we got here? A dining hall, perhaps? Yeah, that appears to be what this is. Some kind of dining area. Yeah, more dining. Go up the fancy stairs. Get horrendously lost. Go back where we fell in. Yeah, I want to get all the way there. Yeah, they were definitely inspired by pictures of the real... well, the lifeboat's going away. The real Titanic. Definitely inspired by pictures of the real deal. What do we got up here? Another thing that can get unlocked and craned away, I guess? Okay, there's more connectors around this side, are they? Cool. And away you go. Yeah, I definitely don't speak whatever language the crane guy does. I assume that's a real language. Most ship graveyard things like this are set in countries that, well, don't necessarily have a massive safety board. So, they don't tend to speak English there. Right. How do we get up here? Okay, there's the things, but can I climb this ladder? Oh, that is woefully disappointing, but can I... Yes, I can grapple up. Oop. No, I want to see if I can grapple into this smokestack. Ha ha! Oh, yeah, I've got to do it. Whee! Oh, come on! No. Oh. Not impressed. Not impressed. You know we've got the grappling hook. I want to be able to fall all the way down. Right, can I get out of here, or do I need to use the I'm stuck mechanism? I may need to use the I'm stuck mechanism. Yep, cool. Click if you're stuck. Reset. You can also use that in more traditional I've gotten the truck bogged kinds of situations. Right, I'm going to drive back there. And I've made it back to the ship. Right. I'm now going to very suckily cut this off so we can crane it away. I am very disappointed in the smokestack. So, as I do this, I think this might be where we start wrapping up. So, I do recommend Ship Graveyard Simulator 2, and despite my annoyance at this smokestack, I think the DLC is also worth it as well. It's not the most action-packed game, but I enjoy sitting down for an hour or two every day or so while I'm listening to an educational video. It doesn't require all the brain power, so enough can be dedicated to an educational video, but also maybe the educational video doesn't hold all my attention. So that's where we can get some fun from one of these games. Just sit down, chill, relax, not just turn giant ships into money. It's not a bad way to kill an hour or two every day on it. On that lovely note, I'm going to let you guys go. I suggest trying the base game if you like that. I suggest the DLCs. I do have them all. I've had some decent fun. But start with the base game, perhaps. If you like that, definitely look into the DLCs. You might also, if you are a history buff, like the Submarines DLC, which includes some fun nuclear-based hazards, and you get to dismantle that. Can I jump down here and... Okay, this bit I can jump down. Oh, wow. This will still be fun to dismantle. I'm guessing this doesn't just go straight up the smokestack's hole. Yeah, I'm going to be probably it's probably going to take me another couple of days to finish this level, because I'm not just going to sit down and do it all in one sitting. But yeah, might be a couple more days. Until, oh, there's a cut point. Can I just take a massive chunk of this up and out? I think that will be where we'll leave it once I get this cut out. But yeah, I recommend the game if you're looking for something to kill a few hours while you're doing something else just to distract yourself. The game definitely gets a lot it's not like all games of this sort. It starts out a little bit repetitive when you don't have a fully upgraded hands and buckets and things to carry the gear away. But once you do get your character more upgraded, it's just a bit of fun setting up massive chunks of ships to collapse. I think I've got some footage of some other big chunks of ships collapsing that I can splice in here, which is great fun when you just destroy a massive chunk of a ship. Wow. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just waffling now. Yeah. If you've enjoyed the game and the video and you think the game's for you, go pick it up. And I don't think it's that expensive, especially if you only get the base game to see if you like it. And if you've made it through all this video, I think you will. Oh, good lord, there's more connectors up there. This comes in sections. Oh, I'm going to have to take the entire ship apart level by level to get that out. Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to take days. Yeah, at an hour or two in a session, this is going to keep me in gameplay for a long time. Well, I'm now stuck in here with all these massive engines, which is going to be great fun to disassemble. If you made it all the way through the video, you'll probably enjoy the game. Do consider checking it out. I'll have left a link down the description for both the base game and the DLC. And I hope to see you again next week for another new game. There are a bunch of new early access things that are on the list that you might enjoy checking out and getting an extremely biased review. On that note, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.